One of the biggest reasons why businesses are losing sales is because they're not following with leads. And it is true, sometimes you get too many sales calls and you don't have the time or the staff, or you just forget to follow up with them. And this is exactly what is happening with one of my new clients. We had a sales call last week and we talked exactly like that. That's exactly what he said, that every time he does a sales call, he literally forgets to follow up, and these leads just become an echo from the past. So I just built this agent, which is pretty robust, and the only thing you need is to use some sort of a note taker like Fireflies, Fathom, Otter, or something like this, and grab the transcript. And then the agent does absolutely everything but includes you. So it does have the human in the loop functionality. So the emails you're sending, you know that the emails you're sending are actually something that you've looked at and they're really well structured and they are approved by you, basically. But if you want the complete step-by-step tutorial on how to build every single module, I'm going to open up and show you everything. But if you want me to show you how I'm building it step-by-step, please come and join my school community, AI Business Builders, where you're not only going to get all the templates and the step-by-step builds, but you're also going to learn how to use these tools. In this instance, it's n8n, but I also have a Make course and Make blueprints, how to build custom GPTs and GPT template library, the Open AI products, how to build tools and apps with AI, some prompt engineering, which is very, very important. And for those of you who want to monetize AI, I have a 90-day, day-by-day monetization blueprint, plus business growth strategies and daily Loom bites, workshop replays. Like, there's so much. We've crammed so much into this community. And at the moment, just to let you know, at the moment, I have 50% off annual membership. And if you go with the annual membership, I will also throw in a one-on-one power hour with me. Okay, now let's go in and have a look at this workflow. Okay, so I have chosen just for this tutorial to use Airtable, where I'm loading the full transcript. This can be something different. Your trigger could be a Google Doc that you've uploaded. It could be directly taken from your note taker with a webhook. The reason I didn't use a webhook is because there's so many note takers that is just going to be futile to use one and tell you guys, yeah, this is the one I use, but it could be something completely different with another one. So basically, what I've done is, and this is again for this tutorial, I have put, a contact name. I've put the status that we have scheduled Zoom, and an email address, which is mine, so we can test it. And then I'll put the industry, size, websites, all kinds of things that I might need. If I've had an initial inquiry with that person, I will probably put all the details in here. And then I've got my sales transcript, which is actually a transcript that I plugged from a conversation I had with a buddy of mine. Okay, so basically what we are doing is, in our first note, we are grabbing the last record that has the function. Sorry, this should not be it. This should be, sorry, I was testing something different. So we have a scheduled Zoom. So this is the one. Okay, so this is the first one, and if I fetch some test data, we will see it right here. Okay, so this is basically the record we just pulled from Airtable. Okay, let me just save it. Then the next thing I want to do is, because this transcript is just a bunch of text of me and my lead talking about different things, but I want to be able to extract pain points, solutions, things that are important for me to create a follow-up email. So what I did is I added a code node, and this is actually a quite big code. It's like, I don't know, like 800 lines of code, which is pretty good. And what I did, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. I went to Claude, and ignore my typos, but I said, the first thing I need to do is write code to analyze the transcript, pull out the main pain points, interests, and questions of the customer, pull out solutions we talked about, detect any objections, and summarize everything. We will not be writing the follow-up email yet, just extracting data. Please write the code. And you can actually use the exact same prompt and write your own code if you don't want to come and join me in school and grab the whole template with all the code. So once we do that, I am testing the step with this code, and it's working quite well. And as you can see, in the analysis, we have pain points, interests, questions, solutions, objections, next step, key takeaways, and then a summary. So all of that I can use to write my email. And after that, we've got an agent that is connected to OpenAI. So for this specific agent, I chose the best reasoning model, which is O1. I tested it with 4.0, and it wasn't performing as well. Another thing that I have plugged into this agent as a tool is a parser that actually creates the subject line and the body. So we want them to be separated. When the agent writes the email, it will go through this parser and it will create a separate subject line and a separate body so we can map them. And when we open the agent, I have first a system message, which is fairly big. And I'm saying you are an expert AI email writer specializing in follow-up emails after sales calls about AI solutions. Your task is to craft personalized professional follow-up emails based on the analysis of sales call transcripts. And I have some email guidelines. The length, just for this tutorial, I'll put it as 150 to 250 words. I find that a lot of the times you may need a little bit more, especially if you haven't decided on the next steps and you're trying to get another follow-up conversation in Zoom. I've got personal greetings. Thank you for the conversation. Recap key points. Address specific pain points. Answer any outstanding questions, and so forth. I've got some best practices, which is focus on customer specific needs, not generic capabilities. Reference specific points. Emphasize benefits. Be concise, and respect the recipient's time. Include a clear, specific call to action. And if no clear steps were indicated, suggest a reasonable follow-up action. Also, something that I found through trial and error is that sometimes my AI will hallucinate. So I said always use the customer's name and company. But what I wanted to say is, in here, the important, don't fabricate information that wasn't in the analysis. I found this super, super important because, as I said, it does hallucinate every now and then. Also, don't include pricing unless it was specifically discussed. Don't make promises. What else? Write an email that feels like it's coming from a helpful AI solutions consultant who truly understood the customer's needs and is genuinely interested in helping them solve their challenges. So I wrote this for me, but this could be for any other business. This could be write this email that feels that it's coming from a helpful real estate agent. or a helpful business coach, whatever that is. And then I just had this sign off the email with warmest Monica Maleva. You can sign it off with anything you want. You can also put some links in here if you want to. Which I probably should do actually. The other thing is, the only thing I'm putting in the user prompt is the email of the client. So as you can see, the name of the client, which is Mike, the email where I want the email to be sent, which is my email at the moment, and then I literally mapped out the analysis, pain points, interest, questions, solutions. So I mapped that out, and that's what I want my agent to use to write that email. Now let's test the step and see what will happen. It will take a moment or so. As you can see, it's writing the email, and when it finishes writing, it will go through the parser and it will create a separate subject line and a separate email. One thing that you can do, I just wanted to show you in here, in the subject line, in here, you can actually write a very specific subject line. If you always have the same subject line, regardless of who you are having sales calls with, make sure that you write it in here, and it will always come up with exactly the same subject line. But let's have a look at what our email is. If you go to the JSON, you can see that it's about 120, 140 words. But the next thing we want to do is we're going to create a set node. So this set node, and this is something I learned from a guy called Nate, because I wasn't doing it before. And it's a really, really cool solution, because what you do with this set node is that you're actually mapping out the very last output. So whether it's coming from the first email, because I might be happy with the first email, or whether it's gone through human in the loop and I've said, hey, fix that thing, it always goes and grabs that last iteration. I'm so grateful that I found that video from Nate where he showed that stuff. I think I watched it on the n8n channel, not on Nate's channel. But basically what this will do, it will just grab this last iteration. And as you can see, it is separating subject and follow-up email. Then we're going to send a email to the human for revision. And I said in the subject line, I said approval required for, and I mapped out the contact name, so Mike in this instance. And I said, hey, Monica, this is the proposed follow-up email for the name of the lead from that company. And I mapped out the subject line and the email body. And then I said, let me know if you approve or if you want me to change anything. Cheers, your AI assistant. And when we test this step, you will see that it will send an email and it will not continue until I respond. So while it's writing this email, I want to open this one, which is a text checker. And this checker literally has two categories. One is continue, one is revise. And the first with continue is the user's response indicates that they approve of the process. And the second one is the user's response indicates that changes or revisions are required. Now you can go much deeper and give it examples of the feedback from the user that is either positive or negative. You can say in the description, the response indicates that there are changes or revisions required and here's some examples of words that could be used, and the same with the positive feedback. So now it will stay in here until it receives something from me. So as you can see, I can click here, respond, and it tells me, hey Monica, this is the proposed follow-up email from Mike from Crystal Core. I've got the subject line and the email. Hi Mike, let me know if you approve. So I can say, can you adjust the email and add some of the solutions we talked about. I don't think it will pick anything like this because, as I said, that was just a conversation with a buddy of mine. But what I want to show you is what happens. So now we have received our feedback, which says, can you adjust the email? So in that case, if I go to our checker and test this step, you will see that it's gone into the revised email copy agent. So this agent is set up very, very simple. The system messages you are an expert AI email writer. So it starts exactly the same as the first agent that is writing the email, but the only difference is the task. So your task is to revise the email based on the user feedback, and the user feedback is the last email. So I'm grabbing the last email and the feedback from the user right here. That's all. And based on this data, it will go back and it will use this last iteration that we've set up. So if you go back 5 times, it will get the last iteration because we have this setup here that will actually grab the last one rather than the first one from here. But let's test it again. And this time we are going to say, yes, we like it. So I can show you the rest of the agent. Okay, and if we go back, we are waiting. And here's the new one. And I'm going to respond and I'm going to say, looks good. And I'm going to submit it. And because I indicated, I indicated that I like it. Now, when I check, you will see that now the other part, the continue part, has opened up. And I have my email node here. So I'm basically sending it to the email of the user. I'm adding the last, the iterated email, and I'm adding the subject line. So if I'm iterating the subject lines, and you can ask it to iterate the subject lines as well, it will be the subject line from the last iteration, and same with the follow-up email. Don't forget to change the email type to text, because if you set it up as HTML, you have to have a very, very specific framework. So because it's a bit of a free form, when we're writing it from the transcript, definitely set it up as a text. And I can test this step, and it will send again an email, and this time is from me, and it says, hi Mike. It gives me all the details and it's signing off as me. Now the last thing that we are doing is we are updating this database, because I actually want to have all this analysis in my notes, and I'll tell you why. Because at some point I may decide to create a vector database, and I can use all this analysis to train an agent that will be writing much better emails. But if you're just starting, you can just start adding your analysis in here, like what I'm doing. So basically, all I'm saying is to grab the ID of the Airtable, because that's how you're going to find it. Where is it? The ID of the Airtable. And then what I want to change the status to follow up, so I know that I have sent an email. And then I am literally just grabbing everything from the analysis, like from here. I actually started from I first did the summary, and then I mapped out everything else that is coming out from that analysis. So as you can see, I'm just getting everything and I am putting it into my Airtable. And when we test it, you will see that, oops, sorry, where are we? Sorry. Now, if I go to my notes, I will see that analysis. Now, the reason this analysis is very small is because we were literally chatting about different things AI. We weren't talking, was not a proper sales call, but sales calls are usually private. So I did not want to use any of my potential clients or current clients and expose their data. And that's about it. It's a great automation. It can work forever and a day, and this will absolutely ensure that you're not leaving any money on the table. And as I said, if you want to grab the template with all the code and everything and watch me build it step by step, make sure to come and join my school community AI business builders.